Hi everyone, it's Sharon here, and I have a wisdom transmission for you today. And just apologies up front. This is a new camera, new phone. I usually record these on my laptop, but I'm having some technical issues today. But I've really felt the need to share this. So if it's a bit makeshift, I'm looking in the wrong direction and I'm looking down a lot, please excuse me. But it just felt really important to share this one today, so that's why I'm doing it. So I was in the garden trying to catch what little bit of vitamin D you can get in the UK at the moment, and I was reading an article in Resurgence and Ecology magazine, and it's a really lovely bit of prose by an Indigenous author. And I believe that she and this other visual artist, they won an award by the Ontario Arts Council of Aboriginal Arts. So there's a little bit of prose, and I was reading this, and this is what reminded me to share this wisdom transmission. So I'm going to start with this bit of writing by Christy Belcourt. All species, the lands, the waters, are one beating organism that pulses like a heart. We are all a part of a whole. The animals and plants, lands and waters are our relatives, each with as much right to exist as we have. We see ourselves as separate from each other and think of other species, the waters and the planet itself as objects that can be owned, dominated or subjugated. We lose connection with our humanity and we create imbalance on the earth. This is what we are witnessing around us. So these beautiful words reminded me of this wisdom transmission I received. Now it's probably back in 2016, 2017, and you may ask yourself, Sharon, if you got it such a long time ago, why didn't you share it? And the honest answer is that when I start writing in my journal, or on any subject to do with things that I'm asking questions with, it's usually quite channeled, and therefore I don't, that's why it's called a wisdom transmission. It's not me who's saying it. Something is coming to me, and because of that I don't always remember exactly what I've written. That's why they've been sitting in my journals, and this is why I'm trying to share these in video, so they come out of the journals and can be of service. So I'd completely forgotten about this, and I do remember writing it, but I'd forgotten about it, and I just went back to one particular journal recently, and so I was reminded of it, and so I wanted to share it. So I am going to look down quite a lot because I am reading from my journal. This is not my words, so I can't remember exactly what was said. Okay, so and so it's as if someone's talking to me, so this is why you can tell it's not me, because I'm writing it not as me. So it begins. Peace dwellers must understand the three tenets of earth godliness: life-giving, bringing water, earth and sky. Now, I'm just going to add in a few comments as we go along, and one of those is to say that I know as well there are more than three elements, but this transmission was specifically about the trinity of elements. So we continue. Each element, when focused upon, provides answers for a new understanding of peace and harmony for all sentient beings. The basis of three in harmony is not new but ancient, and they are not to be worshipped but listened to. Each has a voice and each has wisdom, which is part of the whole. So maybe you will see now the parallel starting to already show with the language of the Indigenous artist about wholeness and about listening to the elements and seeing them differently. We continue. Life is simple. Humans have complicated too many things to such a degree that they cannot see the solutions to many of the world problems are actually very simple. Simple means that everyone can follow them. It is a choice, yes, to listen and follow and implement, but the simplicity is such that it cannot nor should not be made exclusive. It is simplicity for all. The first step is to ask the needed and the right questions. Then an answer must be heard from all three, and all three meaning all three elements: water, earth and sky. The answers will be in harmony. Listen again. The answers will be in harmony. If the answers you receive are not in harmony, listen again until you understand how they combine together as one. Once a harmonious answer has been collected and understood, again, the three elements of what must be done to help bring this into being. So, what is being said here is that we need to start considering the three elements, not as caretakers of them, not even from a mind created plan of what should we do about the water, or what can we do to stop the temperature risings for the climate crisis. Is to actually start to see the three elements as participatory and wisdom keepers who have information for us, who have very simple answers for us, and to begin a dialogue with the trinity of water, air and earth. You may say this is, you might talk about earth rather in the terms of Gaia, but to start to see these elements as living and contributory and have a lot of wisdom for us and have lots of solutions for us if we were to listen. So the steps is to really ask really pertinent questions, ask good questions, collect an answer. And the way we know that the answer is correct for us is that there is a harmonious element from all three aspects: earth, air, and water. And then the third part is to ask the elements, what can we do? What should be done? So taking the wisdom directly from the wisdom givers, the wisdom keepers. And so it carries on. Do not assume or create a mind plan. The elders of the earth will show you a way. Follow the way of the elder elements. So this is the first time they've called them the elder elements. The ignorance of this trio of element elders has brought much of the destruction on the planet. Destruction is a human trait. It is a lack of understanding of the elements that creates destructive tendencies. So the human trait, and you start to see the parallels with what's going to be said. The human trait is to see things as, see elements, see elders, see wisdom keepers, plant medicines. These things are things to be used by humans. It's for our usage, and this is what becomes destructive. Humans have skipped to the part of desire without first understanding the basic building blocks of life. Because of the word use and humans' ability to use things, humans see things as things, and it's lost its understanding and its relationship to source. Without an understanding and respect of source, use becomes destructive. Desire and destruction go hand in hand for humanity. If we are to save humans and the sacred earth and all its dwellers, we must look at desire and destruction in relation to its source. Life is not meant to be used. This is so important. The indigenous people know this. When are we going to start listening? I don't know. Life is not to be used. Life is meant to provide. Life is not yours, humans. So it's saying it doesn't belong to you. All of this stuff doesn't really belong to you. We sort of act as if it's our domain, it's all ours, and we can do with it what we like. But the wisdom transmission is saying very clearly that it is not yours, humans. It has been given to you, and it can be taken away. You are reaching an overload. This is why I come at this time to offer help and understanding. So that's the wisdom transmission, letting me know why they're talking to me about the subject now. And it carries on. Renew the elements and their place as protectors and guardians. And this is, if you've seen another sort of wisdom transmission, I created another little short about the trees. They are wisdom and guardian keepers of the earth as well. And it continues. Humans are not at the top of any hierarchy. When do we get this into our thick heads? Humans are not at the top of any hierarchy. The elements are. You need to listen to the Trinity. It is time to ask, and it's time to listen. So you can probably see now why, when I read this beautiful words by the artist, the Aboriginal artist who won this award, it seemed to really mirror what the wisdom transmission had offered. So I hope you find that useful. Do with it what you will, and start a conversation with others. Start whatever you feel called to start from that wisdom transmission, and let's take heed. We are not the top of the hierarchy.